G'day mates, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, I want to talk about the new leaks that just got released that we are going to be getting a grappler gun and a new mythic pistol dropped by Sloan, who will be moving to the redacted bunker very soon. We have some updates on exactly what's going on with Grotto, and I want to talk about what's going on at the moment with the Fortnitemares update and just general lack of interest and why I think it might actually be the community's fault. We saw just nowhere near as much hype as I think even Epic would have been expecting for the most recent Fortnitemares update, and I want to talk about why that is because it's an interesting topic. And don't worry, I'm not going to be a downer and try to tell you Fortnite's dying and it's your fault. I just want to open up this discussion about what's happening with Fortnite and why even when we get big content updates, does it just not feel the same as it used to. So let's talk about the new updates we have coming up and the new map changes, because a lot of you guys unfortunately weren't super blown away with the new Cube Town POI. I saw it coming. I talked about it in yesterday's video. It's a fun drop. It's a little bit different, but it's kind of too different. Not a lot of people want to go to a drop spot where they can't get any material unless it's arena or they're just getting 3 builds out of chests. It's just not as fun as I would hope, but don't worry. In yesterday's video, I teased this. We do still have some huge map changes coming. So first off, we got even more information on what's going on with Sloan. The fact that she is most likely going to be a mythic boss, and we're going to get a new POI. So let's go into a bit more detail on that. So if you missed it in my previous videos, there's the path that Sloan has been on around the map is leading her to the redacted bunker. We also had confirmation from Donald Mustard himself, who made a tweet mentioning specifically the words redacted a lot of times. It's almost 100% at this point. Sloan is going to the redacted bunker. We already know that, but we didn't know she was going to be a mythic boss when she gets there, and she's going to potentially drop 2 mythics, one of which is a grappler. So let's look into this. Hypex tweeting out, Snow Sloan will most likely be a boss again. It makes sense with this unreleased mythic pistol. There's also an unreleased ice grappler, which works like a normal grappler, but also gives you frozen feet, which you can cancel. So if we look at the actual tweet from Hypex, it says there's an unfinished boss mythic tactical pistol. Here are its stats as of now in rarity order. Damage 23, 24 up till 29. Build damage is same, 2 times for headshots, so it's got a 2 times multiplier, which is going to be nuts. Reload time 1.2 seconds, magazine size 15 seconds, fire rate like normal pistols, and the recoil slash spread tight. So basically, it's even stronger than a legendary pistol. And if you know me, you know I love the epic and legendary pistol. Any gun in this game that has tight bullet spread is going to be happy with me. Like, I'm going to enjoy it because it's going to reward aim. So that's exactly what this pistol does. 29 damage with a 2 times headshot multiplier. So it's going to be doing 58 damage headshots with the same fire time as a pistol. You will be able to quad ding people so incredibly fast with very, very tight bullet spread. I am incredibly excited about that. And it's a mythic boss, and it's a mythic boss inside a bunker, which just to me makes it even more exciting. This isn't an old POI coming back. We have never been inside the redacted bunker, and when I think of the underground drop spots we've had in the past, like we had Doom's Domain kind of had that underground vaulty area, obviously the Grotto, Shark, all of the best drops in my opinion, or all of the drops that had an underground section were amazing. So I'm incredibly excited for this. And let's talk about this ice grappler. I think the perfect mythics, in my opinion, especially for just arena or pubs, not always competitive, but honestly at this point, I just really want some fun stuff in the game. I'm going to talk about that in a little bit, why I think the game is going a little bit downhill at the moment. And an ice grappler. That sounds so incredibly cool. Yes, a mythic pistol's fun. Yes, it'll be OP, and if you get your hands on it, it feels strong, but I've always argued that we need to go away from making mythics just stronger versions of guns we already have, like the mythic burst. It's like the burst, but it does more damage. The mythic like Sky's AR. It's like the AR, but it does more damage. It's so boring. I want to see fun, cool things in the game for mythics. I want to get utility. We've talked about the ideas of having like a recon scanner mythic, like having a shield bubble mythic, maybe a chug cannon is the mythic from a boss, maybe like a launch pad with 2 uses, maybe like a rift to go, things like that, things that are actually different, not just the same gun that does more damage, and a grappler with ice feet which you can cancel, because obviously with just ice feet, that would be terrible. I would not enjoy that at all. Ice feet is a little bit of fun, it's a bit of a meme, but it does get annoying. But if you can grapple, then you have ice feet to slide down hills, but you can also cancel it. So let's say you grapple up onto a build fight, you get on high ground, you click it again and cancel it, just like you do with, like, let's say the broomsticks. That would be awesome. If it's very fluid, that would feel incredibly fun. And it's going to add a fun new POI where you actually have a boss to fight for to get some loot. That is when the drop spots around the map have been the most fun for me. When I get on, I'm like, you know what? I feel like playing with a grappler today, and that's when you drop authority when it was at authority, or you drop at shark when it was at shark. Like, that is what made the drop spot so fun for me. You decided what you wanted, and you went to a drop spot that only had that. It wasn't like you got on, you were like, oh, I feel like having decent loot today, I'll go Believer's Beach. Or I feel like playing safe, I'll go Logjam. Like, there's not specific things there that you're gonna get, and that's when drop spots to me are so fun. Now, I know at this point it must be a meme of like, you know, Aussie freaking out about water levels at Grotto, but let me give you a quick update. Grotto has changed yet again, which is timing and leading up to this same redacted bunker update. I have a feeling they're gonna be linked. I'm not saying there's gonna be like the redacted bunker is gonna be this underground like labyrinth of tunnels that goes to the Grotto, but we have more than just the water level changing this time. I'm gonna show you two images. One is from Fortnite.gg, which I think has not fully updated their map after the most recent update, and one is from the photo in-game right now. You can very clearly see that on the most recent one in-game, the Grotto is actually emerging. The water is not completely covering it. So not only are we having the water levels dropping progressively leading up to something, we even have now the map developers changing the display of the map to illustrate the fact that the water's dropping. If you had any doubt that this was a deliberate change, you have to believe it now. It's not just the fact that water levels dropping, the map is displaying it differently. We are getting something at Grotto, and man, I hope it is the Batcave. I've already talked about all of that. If you want to look it up, just go look for my Batcave video. I did it a few days ago, but I have a feeling these are going to be linked together. The redacted bunker and the Grotto. They're way too close together. They're way too similar to not have this be the same update or very close together. So this portion of the map is about to get very, very fun. Those aren't the only map changes. I talked about in yesterday's video how Pleasant Park was supposed to have some crazy concert at it. It was supposed to be very Halloween themed, and it's not. Like, the buildings, you know, the houses have some cobwebs on them. There's some candy around, but there's no like giant concert in the middle. Well, we have Fortnite news hooking us up here. Upcoming map change, Pleasant Park. During the gameplay trailer for Fortnitemares, we can see a few glimpses of a concert over at Pleasant Park. Remember, version 18.30 is supposed to release next week and will decorate the island in time for Halloween. So that is a content update that's going to bring map changes. That could link up with the redacted bunker and Grotto, but I have a feeling it won't, because that is pretty much going to be right before FNCS finals, and usually they try to avoid making these big map changes. But hey, we just got Cube Town, so maybe they will do this right before FNCS finals. Maybe we get redacted bunker, Grotto, and we have this crazy Pleasant Park concert. But that means map changes are still to come. If you're a bit underwhelmed with the map changes in the most recent Fortnitemares update, we do still have more to come, guaranteed 100% before Halloween is over, not just redacted bunker and Grotto leaks. But I'm a little bit like, why? Like, Halloween is now in 11 days. I get that's, you know, still a decent while away, but why would you put in half the Halloween stuff and not one of the major parts? I'm gonna guess there's gonna be an event there, or there's gonna be some kind of actual thing for Halloween, like a party or challenges, but it just seems weird. Like, if you had this huge update with everything else, it would have been cooler if they just threw it all in at once so we could go and experience it and enjoy it, but maybe they want to spread it out so we have something fun to look forward to next week as well. But this does confirm there will be a content update next week. That doesn't mean it's only this as well. We could have more items added. We could have more crazy stuff happening. This feels like the start of what Fortnite's meant to be, with solid weekly updates. Now, moving away from the exciting fun stuff, I need to have a bit of a serious chat here about what's going on with Fortnite right now, and why I think part of the decline in the excitement and fun of Fortnite is actually our fault. And I talked about this a little bit on stream today, so hear me out. A lot of people don't like hearing things are their fault, but again, I'm gonna take some blame for this as well. I'm not just pointing blame at you guys, it's also me. I think one of the biggest reasons why this update has kind of fallen a little bit flat despite how much was added to the game, I do truly think Epic did well with this update. They thought it out, they put a bunch in the game, crazy cinematics. Like, this wasn't Epic being lazy. I think the reason why it's missing the mark is the actual flaws with the game right now when it comes to the difference between pubs, arena, and competitive. So for the longest time, people, myself included, really wanted competitive to be truly competitive. Just get all the crazy stuff out of it. Just make it truly competitive. Just, you know, it'll be fun because it will be balanced. There won't be, you know, as much RNG. There won't be crazy shockwaves. There won't be boogie bombs. It'll just be balanced, plain, but competitive. Now, we've backtracked a little bit. We've wanted some more fun things in the game. I've backtracked on that statement a little bit. I've admitted in the past in videos I was wrong in saying that. as someone who spectates and doesn't play it, I don't really care anymore if it goes crazy and they add a whole bunch of stuff into the game. I want to keep the pros happy because without the pros, competitive dies. You really do have to cater to the pros in that sense. And calm down before you guys start hitting the comment section telling me, Aussie, the pros complain about everything. I get it. I know they do. They're playing for hundreds of thousands of dollars. If they die to an item, they're going to say the item's terrible and they want it gone. Okay, like let's just accept that's the way it is. But at the end of the day, if the pros are playing and the pros are happy, competitive survives, and we need competitive survive in the game to keep the game going. But we also need casual to survive. We need both parts of the game to exist to make this game work. Now, where is the issue with me? It's the fact that almost none of this went into arena or competitive, which again, I used to ask for, but no longer. I have admitted that I made a mistake on that, but the reason why I made that mistake and the reason why I've changed my mind is when you look at arena right now specifically, one of the main things to do during the day and play on the game when tournaments aren't on, it is no longer competitive and it is no longer fun. Right now, it's in an awkward in the middle. None of the fun things go into arena, so you don't get to just play with Siphon and mat farming and, you know, boogie bomb your friends and shockwave launcher away and fight a big boss and pick up a scythe. None of that is in arena. It is plain bare bones, but it's also not competitive. There's not a proper rank system. No one's taking it properly. The end games aren't stacked. People are just jumping in and W keying. There's hackers. Just, it's not being taken seriously like a proper ranked mode. When I said that I wanted arena to be competitive and I wanted them to take all the crazy stuff out of it, that was under the idea that it was going to be competitive. They were going to add something or make it competitive. And I've talked about plenty of ways in the past, adding proper rank system, adding rewards, adding cosmetics, adding tournaments. We've talked about that. But Epic needs to pick one. Are you going to make arena competitive and you're going to keep the crazy stuff out, but when you play it, it feels a bit plain, but you're striving to be better. You want to win. You want to get the points. You want to get the next rank. You want to unlock the tournament. That would make sense. Or don't add that stuff, but put the fun things in arena so I can actually have fun with Siphon, mat farming, and versing players of my skill level. I can shockwave around and then, you know, I can shockwave into a boogie bomb if it gets unlocked in the next few weeks, or I can grab a flint knock. Like all those fun things that are coming to the game aren't going in arena. So arena just feels really boring right now, but it's boring for no reason. I don't want to play it to get better because it's not competitive, but it's not fun. So I jump into pubs, but then I kind of feel bad hard sweating in pubs. You probably noticed how good people are in pubs right now. It's because there's a lot of good players out there who want to have fun with the new items, but because they're far better players, they're not running around shockwave launching themselves in a zone. No, they're shockwave launching onto your forehead, triple editing and one pumping you. That's because arena isn't fun, but it's also not competitive. That is what is now affecting pubs, and it's now affecting casuals. Epic needs to make a stance and pick which way they're going to go. So I'm going to take blame because in the past, I have said that I want a lot of those crazy weapons out of competitive, but that was under the idea that then cash cups would be competitive. Tournaments aren't the problem. I feel like tournaments are actually really fun to watch right now. FNCS is really exciting. Everyone's enjoying it. I don't think the competitive loot pool is the problem. I've talked about this in the past. I feel like unless they're going to make arena a proper ranked mode, it should have its own loot pool. It should be pubs loot pool, which maybe has all the craziness, but you know, it's left alone. No siphon, no mat farming. It's kept plain for the casuals to play and enjoy. Arena has a bunch of the crazy items. It feels really, really fun. It's crazy. And then we have the tournament loot pool that's similar to what it is now. None of the craziness. All you'd have to do is add a game mode that's just like called scrims or something, or competitive loot mode, and you could just host customs on that so pros could still play tournaments. I don't like this excuse of, oh, well, if arena has all the crazy stuff not in tournaments, then what are they going to do for scrims? Just make it its own game mode. That takes like 10 seconds. Surely that's not hard for Epic to do. I truly think that would fix the game a lot right now. And I don't want to be negative. I don't want to be one of those people saying, oh, the game is dying. Because it's just, it's sad to see. I made a video yesterday. I streamed for 15 hours. I was so excited for the update. I was excited to get on today. Partially, I was just tired, so I wasn't vibing as much with the game today. But it seemed like a lot of people just weren't as hyped for the update as what they should be for how much changed in the game. And I truly think it's because of what I just mentioned. The pubs feel incredibly sweaty. You can't have fun just exploring and enjoying the new items. Arena doesn't feel fun because nothing got added. And then everyone's just waiting for tournaments. That's how I truly feel about it at the moment. I also just got some more advanced statistics. It was updated after filming this video. I've went back and looked at it. Last week, this same time, for absolutely no reason, there was no content, there was no update, nothing. Fortnite peaked at 104,000 viewers on Twitch. Today, for Fortnitemares, it peaked at 110. So only 6,000 extra viewers the day of the huge new update that back in the day would have had every huge content creator flocking to try it out. So again, if we're not even comparing to competitive, we're just comparing to a normal day, Fortnitemares was just a complete flop as far as content goes. YouTube will always be where Fortnite content reigns supreme, especially when it comes to more casual content, not just tournaments. I get that, but even go look at YouTube. I'm not going to call out people's names because I don't want to, you know, say anyone's doing poorly, but even my video, my update video just didn't really do that well compared to all my other videos. But hey, maybe it wasn't a good video. Maybe you guys didn't like it. The average view time was insane. The comments were great. So as far as I can see, you did, but I'm looking at about like 5 to 10 other creators who all make content on new updates, and the videos just did not do anywhere near as well as their normal videos or update videos in the past. So it just seems like there is a definite lack of just appreciation or care for the new update or excitement. Again, I can't check how many casuals logged on and played. Some of you guys are saying you got your friends back into the game who haven't played in ages. You loved it. It was amazing. That's fantastic. And I don't want to try to tell you shouldn't be having fun. I think it's a cool update and I fully understand why people are having fun. But for me and the kind of content I make, I look at the majority. I'm looking at numbers and I'm looking at a big picture. I'm not just picking out a few people who really enjoyed it. So please don't let me be that person to tell you shouldn't enjoy it, like your friend who says, oh, Fortnite's terrible, you're an idiot for liking that game. If you thought this was the best update in Fortnite's history, good for you, man. I wish I still had that same excitement and I'm hoping it comes back. I'm just looking at the game and wondering what's happening right now. Alright guys, sorry to finish on a bit of a sad note. Either way, I'm still gonna be playing the game and enjoying it right now. I really think there are bigger things to come. I didn't want to be a bit of a downer, but it's a topic that I think needs to be talked about, and a lot of you guys are talking about it, so I wanted to give my thoughts. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please chuck a like on it. Let me know in the comment section down below your thoughts on anything I talked about today. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. It would mean the world to me. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.